What's going on, guys? Joey672 coming to you guys with a video right now. Kind of want to go over kind of the first round of the draft. Okay, not gonna go crazy, but not gonna go over certain players going where and all that. Kind of just gonna see what these teams and what their needs are, and I want to see if the Eagles actually have a chance and where they should move up in this draft. Okay, so we're just kind of gonna go rant about this and kind of go through each team and just see what the needs are and just see where we can move up. So. Let's start this. Okay, so the very first pick, the first overall pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Bengals are going to most likely get a quarterback. I mean, obviously, Andy Dalton is just, I don't know why he's been the quarterback. If you're a Bengals fan, I would just jump out the window. But other than that, I think that the Bengals just need some reworking done with this whole entire roster. I mean, AJ Green's probably going to be gone. He's already hurt. He's 30 years old. I don't even know at this point. But they need to start out and get a quarterback. They need to finally get a quarterback in that room, and those fans are probably very happy with that. So we're gonna find out what happens. But quarterback is number one pick for the Bengals. Number two, the Redskins. Ron Rivera became the head coach. He pretty much walked in the Redskins facility and pretty much said, Dwayne Haskins doesn't seem like he's my type of guy. So I have the Redskins going after a quarterback with the number two overall pick. Obviously, they have kind of decimated this roster. They overpaid Josh Norman. He's gone. The tight end Jordan Reed is gone. He is left on injuries. Jesus Christ. Paul Richardson I was a huge fan of a couple of years ago that I wanted to sign when we really needed a deep threat. Knew we weren't getting Deshaun Jackson back and said, you know what, let's go sign Paul Richardson. He got a nifty deal over there. He's been hurt on and off, and they're kind of just getting rid of everybody on this roster. So I have the Redskins going after a quarterback. Okay, so that's with the number two pick. Now, number three is going to be Detroit Lions, okay? The Detroit Lions are going to go after a cornerback. And what I think is because Darius Slay is going to get traded, of course, for some compensation. And they are going to try to acquire Jeff Okudah, the cornerback from Ohio State, which is the best one on the board. So I have a cornerback going to the Lions. There's a lot of speculation, some reports coming out that Matthew Stafford wants out of Detroit. And he got paid quarterback money and hasn't lived up to what he's supposed to be in recent years. So I have them taking a cornerback at that pick. Number four, the New York Giants. Okay, the New York Giants. They got holes. They are a team that likely will pick an offensive lineman or they will trade back. They are a trade back team, okay? The Giants missed out on getting a linebacker last year. They need a linebacker. Their defensive line, Marquise Golden, he was only there for a year, I think. They need some more They drafted Dexter Lawrence last year. They need to go and get an offensive tackle in this draft, okay? And I would say trade back as well with this team because acquiring one guy out of this draft is not going to change this team around. I think they need to acquire more picks, but that's just me. Running back's good. Danny Dimes seems, Joe Judge, the new head coach for the New York Giants. I think he was a wide receiver coach for the Patriots. So he's coming in to see how he can fix this football team. Okay, and the Giants, I don't know what they're going to do. I'd probably have to go offensive lineman just because, Eric Flowers was supposed to be that left tackle. Then Nate Solder came in. They paid him pretty much top dollar for the left tackle position. And Nate Solder is solid. He's on and off, but he's solid. But they need to, I think the guards are okay. I think their center is okay. They need a new offensive line. I mean, they need a few pieces left for the offensive line to be complete. I think they have to go get a tackle in this draft. Or a trade back, tackle or trade back. So that's what happened to the New York Giants, number four. Number five, the Miami Dolphins. Okay, I think they have three picks in the first round. Okay, three picks. Do they go after a quarterback? Do they go after? All right, so before this draft even comes, they got rid of wide receiver Kenny Stills. They got rid of left tackle Laramie Tunsil. That became a pretty good left tackle. They traded both of these guys to the Houston Texans. Okay, the Texans gave up a lot of picks. The Texans barely have any draft picks this year because they went all out and they have no GM. The Texans have no GM at all. So they went out and the Dolphins came in and pretty much they grabbed 3 picks from them. I think 3 or 4 picks, something like that. So they're without a left tackle. They don't even have a quarterback. They have no left tackle. They have no quarterback. Besides Devontae Parker at wide receiver, Dusecki is the tight end over there. They really don't have anybody. Other than that, that's really it. But for a team that kind of had no people, Kenyon Drake, he got traded to the Arizona Cardinals, so he's not there. They need a running back. They can go running back. They can go quarterback. They can go wide receiver. They can go left tackle, guard, center. I mean, the whole line needs a rework. So, and their defense ain't that spectacular either. So there's holes all over the place. They traded Minka Fitzpatrick left on top of it. They have Xavier Howard. They have one good corner there. I don't even know why he's even there. But hey, it is what it is. So Miami Dolphins could be picking anybody. They're not picking a wide receiver, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, the Chargers at number 6. Okay, Phillip Rivers is gone, and the Chargers have a really good roster. Okay, Melvin Gordon might sign back. They still got Keenan Allen. They have good receivers. They have good tight ends. An offensive line that's pretty damn good. You know, offensive line's okay. It's good, but it's not solid. They've had some issues protecting Phillip Rivers this past year, but Rivers is a pick machine anyway, so he's just throwing the ball wherever he wants to throw it. And defensively, they got some good players as well. I don't think they need too much of a revamp on defense, but I think, there's a lot of speculation right now that Tom Brady could be meeting with the Chargers, as well as a few other teams as well. So I don't know what they're doing at quarterback, or do they want to win now? Do they want to bring Tom Brady in and win now? I honestly don't know. I would say go get a pass rush, go get a defensive lineman, go get a linebacker. So I don't think the receiver, I don't think receiver is the way to go for the Chargers right now. I think they'll go D-line, they'll go linebacker, they could go offensive line, but most of all they need a quarterback because they have their quarterback's gone. Their franchise quarterback that was there for a long time has just left the building. So that is something to worry about on their case. So all right, let's go to number 7, the Panthers. Okay, new head coach. Sounds like they're keeping Cam Newton. So I'm thinking right now they could go defensive line in this draft. I think they'll go early and get one of the best, defensive ends, defensive tackles. They need it on both sides. So I see them going defense in this draft more than offense. Christian McCaffrey, the backfield's doing a good job. They don't need a running back. But I think they need to retool the defense just a little bit. Bradbury, their corner, is out. They could draft a corner. James Bradbury is gone, so they could be doing a few things there. So I don't really see the Panthers going after a wide receiver. Okay, so the Arizona Cardinals at number 8. Now, the Arizona Cardinals, they need some work. Okay, they need offensive line. They signed a lot of veteran players last year. They signed Jordan Hicks to a $21 million guaranteed deal at linebacker. He actually had a pretty good year. They need to retool this offensive line. They need to get some new, outside linebackers in. They need to get some defensive linemen in. They have holes, okay? This is a spot where CeeDee Lamb can actually land here, okay? His former quarterback plays for this team, okay? So I don't know what's going to happen. The Cardinals, this could be the first pick. And there's some speculation right now. Because of the quarterback and used to play with CeeDee Lamb, that's probably the reason why everyone's freaking out that CeeDee could be picked at pick number 8. But I don't know if that's really going to happen. Okay, there's holes on this team, okay? They're going to need, they might need a running back soon. Defensive line, they need a good safety. There's a lot that the Cardinals can do at this pick. It's really, they need more than a wide receiver for this team. They need to be able to protect the quarterback. They need a pass rush. They signed a bunch of veterans that on 1-year deals. They really just started bringing people in, and they're pretty much all gone now. Larry Fitzgerald is playing another year. I don't know why. I'm not saying that having Larry Fitzgerald now says that they're not going after receiver, but you could see them get CeeDee Lamb at pick number 8, and that's what kind of triggers me a little bit because I really don't want this to happen this early, but I just don't see the Cardinals actually doing it. I mean, I really don't. I'd be surprised. I don't think so, though. Number 9, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, so the Jaguars, AJ Bouye is gone. Jalen Ramsey is gone. They have no corners, period. No corners at all. Okay. They need help at defensive line badly. Okay. Yannick at defensive end, he's gone. Yannick Nagaku, whatever his name is, he's gone. He's going into free agency to find a new team. Defensive tackle, that guy that was with I forgot his damn name. He was with the Bills. He came to the Jags. He was one of the top free agents at the time, a couple of years back. He's gone. They pretty much cleaned house a little bit. They're not going to pay a few guys. Defensively, they need help. Receiver, they're pretty much down. I think one receiver, but I think they're going to go defense in this draft. They have no corners and no defensive linemen. They're not as of right now. They have no pass rush. As of right now, they can't cover anybody. So I see them going after defensive line. I see them going after cornerback right now. So we'll see what happens with that when the time comes. So I think we're safe there. The Cleveland Browns. Now, I don't know what's going on. New head coach. They're changing the way things are going here. They got Andrew Berry that used to work for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's going in there as the GM, back to where his roots are in Cleveland. So the Browns could do a million things. The Browns have their quarterback. The Browns are okay at offensive line right now. Defensive line, they could probably use a little bit of help. Receiver, looks like they're keeping Odell. That's what I'm reading. Jarvis Landry staying there. Maybe they go after a big tight end. They need more. They probably need to do something at tight end. I can see them going somewhere at safety. I don't think they're going after receiver. I think they're good. I think they're pretty good there. So I wouldn't really worry about it too much with the Browns. So they could be another trade back team too if they wanted, but I feel they're just not going to do that. So they'll probably be at 10 right there. Now the New York Jets at 11. The Jets, they spent $90 million on all these guys, and either they were productive or either they were not productive or it just wasn't working out, or literally they were just bad, injured, and the guys were just injured. It was either injuries or they just didn't work out. Regardless, CJ Mosley has been hurt the past couple seasons. He was getting paid 53 guaranteed. Ridiculous money for a linebacker. They need an offensive line bad. They brought what's his face out of damn retirement. He doesn't want to be there anymore. He might be gone. I don't know what's going on. They have offensive line issues like crazy. Okay, I think they have the quarterback there. I think they do have the quarterback there, but they need more protection. They spent a lot of money. They spent a lot. They had their chance to go get the guys that they wanted, and they got as many. Le'Veon Bell and the rest of these guys. The offensive line was atrocious. We were able to get 10 sacks on them this year. Just atrocious. That team really played. Robbie Anderson is on the outs. Hopefully they have I heard there's some speculation of Jamal Adams, working on a deal with the Jets after they tried to trade him at the trade deadline, and he got mad at Joe Douglas, the GM, and a lot of stuff was going down. He kind of took disrespect to that. So I don't know what's going on there, but they definitely, of course they could draft a receiver, but I just don't see it. They've put in a lot of money at a lot of positions right now, and they just need to figure it out. So I think they could trade back. I think this is a trade-up target for the Eagles if they really wanted to. But I think they need to trade back and acquire more picks. I think that's what they should do, because getting one guy isn't going to fix anything. I think the head coach is a problem over there in Adam Gase. I think there's a lot of issues over there regardless. Okay, so let's see. Pick number 12 is the Raiders. Okay, this is one team where I think that they will actually draft the first receiver. Okay, I think the Raiders will go after Jerry Jeudy. I've linked Jerry Jeudy to the Raiders a million times towards this team. Okay, they might go after some corners in free agency. They need some cornerbacks. They need to retool a few positions. Okay, so it's not a perfect roster, no, but I think they want to get that playmaker. They brought in Antonio Brown before all that stuff happened with him and he left. So they need that playmaker on offense, and they really don't have it right now. I think I'd put Jerry Jeudy at number 12 to the Raiders right now. Okay. Now you have the Indianapolis Colts, which we're gonna find out. Doug will find out what they're doing, because if they're, if there's a thing to where, you know, Doug can call Frank Reich and be like, hey, what's going on? Are you guys picking one of the good receivers? If we can move in front a little bit or move behind the Colts, we could do that and find out what they're getting I mean, they could draft a receiver as well. I think they're going to go in free agency for receivers. They have a lot of cap space. It's like between 60 to $80 million in cap space. They have a lot of cap space right now. So the Colts can go after whatever position they want. And depending what they do, free agency hasn't hit yet, so we need to see what they do in free agency first. The Colts could go either way, but I think Doug and Frank Reich are pretty close. Give them a call. Like, yo, who you guys gonna get? So we'll see what happens with that. The Buccaneers. Okay, Jameis Winston, I don't know what's going on with him. I heard he had some clause in his contract. I don't know what they're doing. Or do they believe in Jameis Winston still? He might be on the outs. I have no idea what is going on with the Bucs, but defensively, they need help bad. Mike Evans on offense been doing pretty dang good. He's had 1,000-yard seasons every year since he's been here. I mean, guy is just balling out every year and doing his thing. They don't, besides Mike Evans, they really don't have much speed on that offense. The run game is okay, but it could be better. They need to hit in this draft badly at 14. And they can go wide receiver as well, but I think defense is where I feel more comfortable for them to do. I think they need to go after I think they need a pass rush. They had a pass rush a couple years back, and it wasn't good. They had some old timers on defensive line. There's guys that aren't producing too much. So a lot of that defense needs to revamp. They need corners. They probably need a safety. So the Buccaneers, I'm not really worried about too much. Number 15, the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are going to draft a wide receiver. The Denver Broncos will draft a wide receiver, okay? Emmanuel Sanders was traded away to the 49ers. So the Broncos used to be one of the oldest teams in the league. I mean, right next to the Eagles pretty much. And the Broncos are revamping both sides of the ball. Still trying to figure out their core. I still don't think they have the quarterback they want as well. With Joe Flacco, of course, I don't get why they even made that move, but they want some veteran leadership, I guess, in the locker room with him, and he hasn't really done well. Chris Harris is probably going to be on the outs. They need corners. They need linebackers. Outside linebackers at least. They have one linebacker that's pretty decent, but other than that, receiver is where they're going to go. This is going to be the second time receiver is picked. It could be Ruggs. It could be. I have Judy going to the Raiders, so it's got to be Ruggs. It could be CeeDee at this point if the Cardinals don't pick. If I think that they're not going to do that because they have holes everywhere else, I can see the Broncos picking the next guy. I think CeeDee could be with the Broncos if the Eagles don't move up. Number 16, the Falcons. The Falcons are actually looking. They're looking at the running back situation. They're gonna have they lost Tevin Coleman this past year. They're not gonna have their other running back in the backfield anymore. I'm forgetting names because I just haven't looked at these teams in a long time. But I've been seeing the news and what's going on. They need a tight end. Hooper's gone. He's gonna be leaving to go somewhere else. They're not tagging him. Nothing's happening like that. So the Falcons need a running back, tight end, probably need a receiver. That was actually Philly 500 texting me. Let's see here. Oh yeah, the Falcons. Okay. They need defensive end really badly. They have holes, man. They've had a good roster the past few years, but unfortunately they've missed on not winning a Super Bowl, and they've been trying to get back to the playoffs. So this year was just really bad. They started getting wins at the end of the year, but they had a really, really bad year this year. I thought Quinn was going to get fired, but I guess not. So I have them going for defensive end at this point. Or running back. I think defensive end would probably be more suited because they could probably get one of the top defensive ends in this draft because there's so many other needs for other teams right now. All right, the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, at 17. Okay, I have a feeling they're going safety. They've been linked to the safety position, or they can go after. I heard they're going to go after a receiver, which I highly doubt. If they pay Amari Cooper before the deadline, before free agency starts, then they could go after receiver. I just don't see it. I see them going after a safety. Jeff Heath is horrible. They've just been really bad at safety. They need that back end guy. They've tried signing a few guys the past few years. They even tried trading for Jamal Adams at the damn trade deadline. Never happened. I see him going after Delpit maybe, or the guy from the safety from Alabama as well. They can go after maybe him. I'm pretty much strong to say that the Cowboys could probably go safety in the first round this year. Number 18, the Dolphins. I really don't care because honestly, I don't know. They have so many holes. They can pretty much go anything they really want to do. I don't know what they're going to do. It's either going to be offensive lineman, it's going to be quarterback. I don't know what they're doing with the first two picks. A cornerback, a linebacker. I mean, they got holes everywhere. So Miami could go either or on these picks. The Raiders have another pick in the first round. I forgot they have two picks. I think only two picks in the first round this year. So they have number 19. Okay, the Raiders, they could probably go after a cornerback here. I see them doing cornerback. If they don't get one in free agency, I see them drafting another cornerback. Or, they're not going to go receiver again, but I think they'll probably retool offensive line. They could go linebacker. So we'll see. We'll see what the Raiders do, but I'm not really worried about that pick. I mean, we just need to jump, so it's not really anything to really go crazy about. The Jaguars, their second pick in the draft, they're at number 20, so they got two first as well. So the Jaguars, like I said, it's either they're going to go defensive line first, they're going to go corner first, or either or. Whatever it is. They need help. They got no corners, got no pass rush. I just really don't see him going offense here. I really don't see him going after receiver. They could go after it with DJ Chark. They could be doing something with those. They need at least another receiver, but to get they could get one of those speedsters later if they want, like a Jalen Reagor or something like that. So we'll see what happens with the Jags, but corner and defensive line really stands out for me when I think about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Eagles are at number 21. Okay, so the Philadelphia Eagles, what are they going to do at 21? Well, the speculation right now is that the Eagles are going to move up in this draft. Okay, and I honestly don't know how far they want to move. Apparently, a report has come out that they obviously know they're too far back, so they need to move up. So where to move up? They could probably move up. Speculation says they're going to move up in front of the Broncos. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They move up 7 spots just to move in front of them. Okay, you move up 7 spots in front of the Broncos, then they have a chance to go get the second best receiver. Okay. I'm going to skip right now. I'm going to go back to the Eagles quick, but I'm not going to go down this whole list because I don't care about Kansas City, the 49ers. The Packers might get Jalen Reagor. They've been liking him a lot if he doesn't get picked. The Titans, Tom Brady might come in to go to the Titans too. It's another more speculation thing. I don't know why they're going to try to get rid of Ryan. They don't want to pay Ryan Tannehill. Who knows what's going on? The Ravens, they need to just figure out what position they're kind of just missing because they almost have everything perfect. The Seahawks could bring another receiver in, could do some different things on defense, defensive end. Losing Frank Clark, they could replace him, so you never know with that. The Dolphins have another damn pick. If the Dolphins don't nail this damn draft, I don't even know what they're going to nail. The Vikings, they could go after, if they trade Diggs, they could go after, maybe a receiver in the first round. Xavier Rhodes is gone. They could go after a corner. Whatever holes they have after free agency, that's where it's going to matter. So this video is before free agency, so a lot of stuff could happen. The Patriots, I heard that they might go after an offensive lineman just because they need some protection. They might just want to bring in another young guy. I saw a center might go there, so that could happen. But the Bills, right after us, they are going to draft another receiver. Okay, so the Bills are behind us, thank God. Because the Bills if we were at 22, oh my God, we'd have to skip on the Bills as well. So To sum up this whole thing, if the Eagles moved up 7 spots and they got in front of the Broncos, okay? If they got in front of the Broncos, they could draft the second best receiver. If the Raiders decide they think Jerry Jeudy is their guy, they will draft Jerry Jeudy. If the Eagles have a chance to get Lamb by moving up 7 spots, then go do it, okay? I don't know. The only thing that's making me nervous right now is this. Pick number 8 is the Arizona Cardinals. This is the pick that's making me nervous because I don't know what they're doing at this position. They have holes. They're rebuilding right now. So I don't know what the Cardinals are going to do with that pick. I don't. This is the only pick that I'm nervous about right now. So I honestly don't know what they're going to do. You could have quarterback and receiver used to play in college together, and hey, are they really caring too much about this? I don't know. I mean, the Cardinals should just draft elsewhere instead of receiver. I don't see why they're just going to go get a top receiver. They need offensive line. They need defensive line. They need to patch up some. I mean, they need to patch up some positions. It's not like they get a receiver and, hey, the sky is blue and the clouds are white and we're going to go for a Super Bowl this year. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, it's not going to happen, period, at all. So this is the pick that's just a little, I don't know what they're doing. I honestly don't know. I'm going to keep watching them coming weeks to see what the hell they do. I want to see what they do in free agency as well, because that's what's going to tell us. I'm going to make another one of these videos, and I'm going to be like, okay, they got these guys in free agency, so I think they're going to do this. So just take that out real quick. Just take it out. If the Cardinals, to say the Cardinals go after another position, right? You get all these picks, all right? First 8 picks, no one picked a receiver. 9, 10, 11, no one picked a receiver. You get to the Raiders. Right here. The Las Vegas Raiders. You get to the Raiders, they pick Jerry Jeudy. Just say they pick DC honestly. They pick CeeDee Lamb. It is what it is. It's going to be real short. We might miss out on CeeDee. We might. It might happen. If the Raiders decide to go for another position, if they decide to go for another receiver that they might like, then we'll see what happens. Because sometimes what happens is when you jump in front of a team, they're like, oh my God, they know. Because other GMs know like what other teams kind of need a little bit, and they kind of know what they want. Because any team that jumps forward is not going to be for a quarterback. It's going to be for a damn receiver. That's what's going to happen. If the Raiders seem like, if you could jump in front of the Raiders and the Raiders would be like, are you going to pick, we're trying to get this and we're trying to get that. We really don't want, you know what I mean? So you could teams will call their teams on purpose to be like, yo, like, what's going on? Are you guys picking our guy? Because we want, we're not going to tell you who it is, but we want that guy. So you never know. The Colts are right behind the Raiders too. So Dougie, make the phone call the Colts, be like, hey, do you want to trade back to 21? Give us that spot right after the Raiders. You could do that. The Buccaneers, you could trade up with the Bucs. I don't see why not. They need more picks regardless. But the Broncos, that's where the speculation came in the past few days, is that the Eagles want to try to move in front of the Broncos, okay? The Eagles want to move in front of the Broncos and try. You move in front of the Broncos, you might not even have to worry. You move in front of the Broncos, you're behind the Colts, and you're like, okay, don't have to worry about the Colts. Got to worry about the Raiders and the Cardinals. But let's just take the Cardinals out. Say you just have to worry about the Raiders. It's not going to matter because you're going to get one of the top 3 receivers regardless, okay? I think the Eagles are interested in CeeDee Lamb. That's just me. I think they want Ruggs as well. They're one of the first. I think Ruggs was the first guy that they met at the combine, but before the receivers did their work. I think they were one of the first meetings they had. Okay, so I don't really see them. I see them. They have to jump in front of Denver, regardless. So they're not going to try to jump in front of the Dolphins, the Falcons, whatever. The Broncos is where that's the next pick. because I don't know. We could get surprised. Who knows? They might move up to 11. If they move up to 11, if we move up to 11 or 10, if we move up to the Browns, if we call the Browns, say, "Yo, move back, you guys suck," and then and then tell the Jets, like, "Are you kidding me? You shouldn't even after that money you spent last year, you shouldn't even fucking draft in the top 10." Um, you could do that as well. The Jets should move back. The Browns are probably going to stay there, but the Jets should definitely move back. They need more picks. They need more. They need to see more players. The Raiders are going to stay put at 12. They jump in front of the Raiders. We have a huge shot in getting CeeDee Lamb or Henry Ruggs. You jump in front of the Broncos, you're either going to get CeeDee Lamb or Henry Ruggs. Okay, or Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy, whatever. Henry Ruggs and CeeDee Lamb. Because honestly, I think the Raiders are going. I think the Raiders are going to go after Jerry Jeudy. That's just me. I've seen them connected to Jerry Jeudy a lot. So there is a lot to digest with this, but it's set up pretty nicely because you really don't have to worry. You have too many needs. You never know. There could be a tight end taken. A corner is going to get taken. A linebacker, Isaiah Simmons, he's probably going to get taken. The guy had an excellent combine running 4.39, whatever the hell it was. Like a linebacker at 200, 6'3", 6'4", 230 pounds running a damn 4.3 is just ridiculous. So don't be surprised if you see that in these top 10 picks, top 11 picks right now. But the Eagles cannot. And I really hope they don't wait till draft day. I hope they have something in the works. Like they move up and it's done. I don't think they're going to wait. Obviously, they want to get that spot. I don't care if you have to put a player in there with it or something because if it was up to me, I'd try to trade with the Browns or the Jets at 11 or 10. That would probably be my favorite spot. Right there is my favorite spot. You move up to 10 or 11. You move up to 10 or 11. The Browns are at 10. The Jets are at 11. You move up to one of those two spots, you're set. The Philadelphia Eagles are set. Don't have to worry about a damn thing, nothing at all. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it. So we're going to see what the Eagles do. But, hey, we're going to find out what happens. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to be doing a lot more of these, definitely. So let's get straight to it. I will see you guys later. Shake Squad up. Fly, fly. I got to stop recording because I can't do it at the same time. See you guys. Peace.